Hello. Hello. Hi, Neha and Shimita. Are you there? Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So, shall we start the session?
Yeah, we can start this.
Okay. So, okay. So, okay. Today, we are starting with the basic concepts of the .NET. That is the main thing in .NET. That is .NET framework. Okay. That we will discuss today. You guys able to see my screen?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay. So, overview of .NET is the framework is a technology that supports building and running the next generation of applications in XML web services. The .NET framework is designed to fulfill the below objectives. Okay, so consistent object-oriented programming, and then you can execute the programs locally over internet or remotely. So to generate these kind of applications, we use .NET framework and to provide a code execution environment that minimizes software deployment and versioning conflicts. Okay, so to provide a code execution environment that promotes safe execution of code, including code created by an unknown or semi-trusted third party, to provide code execution environment that eliminates the performance of problems of scripted or interpreted environments to make the developer experience consists across varying types of applications such as Windows-based applications and web-based applications to build all communications on industry standards to ensure that code based on .NET framework can integrate with any other code. Okay, so the main objective of .NET framework is to support as many languages as it can. Okay, so .NET framework so far it supports more than 60 plus languages. Okay, you can take Python, Ruby, sorry, not Ruby, Python, C Sharp, VB.NET, F Sharp, J Sharp. Okay, like this, some dynamic languages, even JavaScript, ASP.NET scripting, everything. All these things are can be compiled and they can be executed on .NET framework. That's the main thing that is supported by .NET framework. That is the advantage of .NET framework. Okay, so the main objective of .NET framework is to support different kinds of applications that ranges from console applications, uh, WinForms, web-based applications, web services, Windows services, and even some remote applications. Okay, these are different kinds of applications. They can be supported by .NET framework. Okay, so whatever language, as I told now, C sharp, F sharp, J sharp, whatever language you are interested, you can learn that language and you can use Visual Studio, that is the .NET component IDE environment. So by using that, you can execute all your code. Okay, so everything will be compiled in a single manner in .NET Framework, and the code will execute securely on the .NET environment. Okay, any doubts on this? The main overview of .NET Framework.
I'm good. No doubts about the overview.
Okay, so now we are going to see the architecture, how it evolved over the period. Okay, so this is the framework architecture. Okay, when you see in .NET Framework 2.0 in 2005, that time the architecture is the below. You can see the diagram. Okay, that is initially it is common language runtime, and then framework class library, WinForms, ASP.NET, and ADO.NET. These with this basic components, the .NET framework just started its journey. Okay, in 2005. After that, in 2006, they released Framework 3.0. In this, they added few more components like WPF, WCF, uh, WF, and card space. Okay, so here I will explain you each component once after reviewing this evaluation. Okay, so in 2007 they came up with 3.5 framework, which includes link queue and then entity framework. And 4.0, that is in 2010, they came up with two more components, that is parallel link queue, task parallel library. And in 2012 they came up with modern UI runtime, task based async model. Okay, this is the evolution of .NET framework over last decade. Okay, so we'll discuss about each component in this framework. So for this entire .NET framework, the heart is common language runtime. This common language runtime is nothing but uh, it is the heart of the entire .NET framework. Whatever you write, that will finally compiled by common language runtime, and it will be converted to MSIL, Microsoft Intermediate Language, and then it is uh, again converted to native code by using zip compiler. Then the code will be executed by any machine. Okay, so this is the compiler as well as heart of the entire .NET framework. And then framework class library. So this framework class library, any framework, okay, any language, it will have some base class libraries. Okay, the same thing it is in .NET framework also. You can say like some page is a base class. Okay, and then some int is a class is there, some class that is in .NET framework. Okay, and then so some predefined classes are available with the framework. And then coming to WinForms, these are nothing but some Windows applications that we develop. Okay, so Windows application means a calculator application in your machine. If you open the calculator application, that is one kind of Windows application developed on Windows. Okay, that kind of applications you can develop and you can install on your machines, that we call WinForms. And the second one is ASP.NET. This is mainly to support web applications. Okay, so this will have all the server controls and then code behind C sharp. This will be rendered at the client side. You can open these applications using any browser and you can run the applications. ADO.NET is another one which mainly connects to database. So you both know like the Java ODBC and JDBC and ODBC, right? Same way ADO.NET is a connector between ASP.NET application and SQL Server. By using this, you can connect to the databases like SQL Server, Oracle, or any other database. Okay, and that is the initial package came up with .NET Framework in 2005. Okay, and then in 3.0 we have WPF and WCF. These two we call WPF means Windows Presentation foundation. This is nothing but an advanced form of WinForms. Okay, WinForms are traditional classic look, and when you come to Windows Presentation Foundation, these are rich client applications. We can say rich client applications means the UI and the functionality, whatever you work, that will be very smooth. Okay, that we call Windows Presentation Foundation, that is WPF. WCF is Windows Communication Foundation. Okay, that is we call this is mainly a web service to develop service oriented applications. uh, we use this WCF, and then WF means Windows Workflow. Okay, workflow means you have some workflows in some companies, like uh, if you apply for some, if you are purchasing something, if you raise a request, a purchasal request that needs several approvals uh, in your company, like your manager has to approve, then the financial team has to approve, and then administrative team has to approve, then the final order will be generated for the vendor. The item will come to you. So in this process, all these three steps we define in a workflow using Windows Workflow. There we will develop this workflow and it executes. Okay, code space is nothing but it is another thing which is used to develop single sign-on applications. These single sign-on applications mainly use it to login. So you nowadays you guys can see any site, the many sites they are supporting. You can log in, you can register, or you can log in with Facebook, or using your Gmail account you can log in. So that kind of feature for all the .NET applications you are developing, if one of my customers has 2 to 3 applications, these 3 applications requires a single login. That time I can to implement that single sign-on feature, the card space is introduced in 2006 in .NET Framework 3.0. Okay, then in 3.5 uh, they introduced LinkU. LinkU means language integrated query. So how you write some SQL queries, the same way you can write your code to query the collection of objects in your code. So with this, .NET got very much fame, and nowadays a good developer he writes much of LinkU queries. Okay, and then entity framework, this is one kind of ORM tool. ORM means object relation mapping. Okay, this will, you need not to write any queries, any stored procedures, anything. You just generate some, you just connect, provide your connection string, and it will generate all entire model for your database, for your application. Okay, that is entity framework. And then parallel link queue. So it is advanced version of link queue. Link queue, it is mainly used to get the data very slowly. Means the performance wise it will execute whenever the result is required, that time it will execute and it will fetch the result. Meanwhile it will give the control to other lines of code to execute. Okay, parallel link queue is in traditional programming we have threading. So in nowadays parallel link queue, it overrides the headaches of implement writing threading classes. And then task parallel library, this is also a same thing. You can define many tasks to execute in parallel. So in 4.5, they came up with modern UI runtime, that is WinApps, means sorry, Windows 8 Store Apps. You can see that is modern UI runtime, and then task-based async model. This task-based async model is you can write some methods to execute asynchronously. So this is the evolution and the features they are including in the .NET framework over the years. So you guys have any doubt on this? Or you guys are clear?
Yeah, I'm clear about this.
So you guys are clear, right? So can I proceed to next slide? Or you guys have any questions on this? Okay. So how the compilation, how the flow, how the programs are executing on .NET framework. This is a simple image. Okay. Here you can see the source code, whatever you write in whatever language you write in .NET framework, it can be in C Sharp or VB.NET, whatever. So let's take C Sharp. If you write some code in C Sharp, it will be executed, it will be compiled by C Sharp compiler initially, that will convert the source code into MSIL. MSIL is nothing but Microsoft Intermediate Language. Okay, and then this will be again compiled by JIT compiler, that is just in time compiler. It converts the MSIL into native code, means the machine native code, and this will be executed by your machine. So before MSIL, the source code and compiler. So with this kind of architecture, .NET is supporting more than 60 plus languages. So each language will have their own compiler. Okay, that every compiler will compile your source code into MSIL. So MSIL is a common language, intermediate language. This is common across all the languages that they are part of .NET framework. Okay, that's how it supports whatever library, whatever language you write your libraries, you can refer in any other language in .NET. Because of MSIL, it supports. Okay, this is how the execution flow in .NET framework. So any doubts on this? Are you guys have are you guys good?
Yeah, I'm good about this. You can continue the next slide.
Okay, I think there is no slide. Okay,
Okay.
so you guys already installed Visual Studio or how it is? So you guys have
Yeah,
well,
yeah, I have installed Visual Studio in my system.
which version?
Uh,
So today what we will do
30.
is we will first configure all our machines with Visual Studio and SQL Server. I will give you the paths. You guys can install. Okay, so that from tomorrow onwards we can directly work with the code. I will show you the live examples. Okay, so I hope everybody is having Windows 8.1 on your laptops. Okay, so just go to visualstudio.com. Okay, from here, okay, you guys just reply me here. Okay, so you open visualstudio.com site, or shall I ping this URL to you? Okay, so just open that link. From here you can select download community edition. Okay, it will download an executable file. Just run that. It will install Visual Studio 2015 on your machines. So you should have Windows 7 at least. Windows 8, 8.1 or Windows 10, anything works. Windows XP you cannot install this one. Okay, it will take some time. You just install that. Then SQL Server, I will give you the link. Okay, like this, you log in with your Outlook or Hotmail accounts, and here, according to your machine configuration, whether it is 32-bit or 64-bit, select it particularly. Okay, and then download it English version. Okay, and then continue. It will download SQL Server. So today you guys install this. From tomorrow, will our sessions will be like more interactive. Okay, we will see some real-time examples. We'll discuss about the concepts of dot. We'll start with C sharp. Okay, that is the basic for all the all the technologies we are going to, all the features we are going to learn in this course. Okay, so our course will be like, so today I explained about .NET framework. Okay, tomorrow we'll start with C sharp, and then C sharp, and then we'll go with WinForms, and then it is firstly console applications, WinForms, and then web applications, ADO.NET, SQL Server. Okay, like this, our course will be completed. Okay, any doubts on this? Yeah, Rutuja, you can speak. Tell me. Yeah, I am recording it. Okay, the training coordinator will share the recordings to you guys. Okay, fine. So you guys are installing. Take your time to install today so that we can directly work with Visual Studio, and then how to create a project. How, yeah, you can get it today. The recordings we will share today. So that is the thing. And in .NET framework, we have another concept like garbage collection. So garbage collection is one thing which is very much essential, and by which .NET framework again got famous. Okay, so the memory management is mainly taken care by garbage collection. Whenever there are some unused memory objects, okay, these things will be automatically cleared by your garbage collector on timely basis. Whenever your application running sort of memory, garbage collector comes into action and it frees all the memory whichever is unused by your application. Like that, it will provide more space to your application to perform very good. Okay, that is one thing in .NET framework. Okay, in CLR, CLR is common language runtime. It is very much essential. It is heart of, as I said, it is heart of .NET framework. Okay, in this we have CTS. One thing is there, common type system. Common type system is nothing but the name itself says common type system. So .NET supports more than 60 languages. Okay, each language will have its own syntax, its own declaration for variables and data types and everything. But finally, this CTS. Okay, what does it do is each language will be compiled by their own language compilers and the output will be MSIL. So this CTS means common type system. If you dip, so in C sharp you will declare any integer value by using int data type. But in VB.NET it is dim, D-I-M, dim. Okay, so int I is equal to 0 in C sharp, dim I is equal to 0 in VB.NET. But each language compiler it will compile and generate MSIL, that will be some other notation maybe there. So okay, this CTS will define that common type system. That means maybe that will be taken care like int 32 for both. It will take int 32 in MSIL. That's how it generates a common language. And then we have one more thing in CLR, that is there is one more thing, managed code and unmanaged code. Managed code means this can be managed by your CLR, something like whichever you write console.write line, and int I is equal to 0, int j is equal to 1, I plus j. These kind of statements can be managed by your CLR. There is unmanaged code, which is some file operations, okay, some input output operations. This cannot be handled by CLR, that is called, which cannot be handled by CLR, we call as unmanaged code. Example is file operations, input output operations. So which can be managed by CLR, we call it as managed code. So for managed code, example is some variable declarations, some calculations we perform. Okay, these are managed code. Okay, and then memory mainly stores in two types in .NET framework, that is stack and heap. Okay, stack means all you guys know, C data structures. Stack means first in first out. Okay, whatever gets into that object, okay, that will first in first out means, so in an array if you insert elements first, so, sorry, stack means last in first out, sorry. Okay, so whichever in a rack, if you are keeping in a pipe, if you are putting all some balls in that, so whichever lastly kept in that pipe, okay, that will be, you can take it out first. That's what we call last in first out. Okay, and then heap memory is nothing but there will be some references to the memory. Okay, so from the main, there won't be any direct address, uh, direct reference to the memory location. Okay, the object value, so the memory location will be maintained in some stack. From there the actual value will be referred. That's we call heap. Okay, and then in .NET framework we have code access security, by which it will provide some security to all your codes, whatever source code you write. Okay, that's what all about .NET framework. Any doubts, or you guys are clear? So you guys are downloading. Hello. Okay, Okay, fine. So, any more doubts in today's session? Are you guys are good? Whenever I ask you guys, you can speak. That's not a problem. Okay, instead of pinging, you guys can speak.
Yeah, we don't have any doubts. Thank you.
Yeah, your voice is not clear. Okay, fine. So, you guys are installing the software.
Yeah, I have installed the visual.
Okay. Okay. So today you install the software. Okay. Okay, Neha. So you have the links, right? So just download all the softwares, install on your machines. Be prepared for tomorrow's session. So from tomorrow we'll start with C sharp. Okay. So it will be like we should have a we'll have interaction. Okay, one to one. We'll have interaction so that you will get you will understand more easily the concepts of .NET. Okay, our session will be like more practical instead of more theory. It is like 50-50 theory as well as practical. Okay, so that it is like I will give you some assignment every day. You guys just finish when coming to the next day session, and you have any doubts, you can you can we can discuss on that particular assignment. Okay, we'll practice the real-time examples or practicals. Okay, daily we will do some practicals here, and I will give some assignments to you. You can complete that, and we can discuss on that. Like that, we'll continue with our course. Is that fine? Or any suggestions? So I will expect you guys tomorrow when you come to the class. You'll install Visual Studio as well as SQL Server. Okay, SQL Server you can install later also, but install Visual Studio. Okay, and come to the class tomorrow. So today's class it's over. If you have any doubts, you can discuss with me now on .NET Framework. Or if you guys are good, we'll close the session today's. Okay.
It's the same time for the tomorrow class too,
Yeah.
or
One more
some other
thing.
time.
Please come 9 o'clock sharp. That is Indian time. Okay. Or else it is getting late
Okay.
for me here.
Okay.
Okay. Please be
Okay.
present by 9 o'clock sharp Indian time. You guys are good in these timings or daytime, morning time? Means night time is fine for you.
For me, morning time is good.
Okay. Okay, so we'll continue with these timings. Okay, but please be present by 9 o'clock sharp.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Okay. Thank you guys. Have a nice day. We'll meet tomorrow. But please install Visual Studio for tomorrow class. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you.